This looks like an expensive display toy right up until it transforms by itself. Megatron drives around as a tank, rises into a full robot, responds to voice commands, and somehow makes pressing a button feel like owning a tiny movie prop. It looks like somebody accidentally made a toy car road legal. The tiny electric Topolino is only about 2.5 meters long, seats 2 people, and turns squeezing into impossible city parking spaces into part of the fun. Normal drones force you to aim the camera while flying. The A1 captures everything around it in 360 degrees, so you can choose the view afterward and create shots that look like an invisible camera was floating through the air. Humanoid robots normally belong in research labs. Unitree actually sells the G1, a human-shaped machine that can walk, balance, learn movements, and manipulate objects. Watching one casually get back up after falling still feels slightly too futuristic. Closed up, this could pass for a chunky wallet. Unfold the 3 sections and the zip becomes a battery-powered projector with its own adjustable stand, letting a pocket-sized gadget throw movies onto walls almost anywhere. Here's another car that looks suspiciously close to a giant toy. The 2-seat Silence S04 is built for tight cities, but the clever part is underneath. Its batteries roll out like suitcases so they can be charged indoors. Printing on paper suddenly feels very basic. The E1 can put full-color designs directly onto wood, metal, acrylic, ceramics, and other objects, then build raised texture on top, turning plain surfaces into detailed custom pieces. Swimming is optional when you're holding this. The Vapor uses a powerful pump jet to pull you through the water at up to 10 kilometers per hour, basically giving your arms their own tiny underwater propulsion system. Nintendo somehow made getting out of bed feel like a game mechanic. Alarmo reacts to your movement, changes sounds while you're waking up, lets you snooze without finding a button, and finally stops once you actually leave the bed. This looks like a miniature cyberpunk motorcycle, but it's built around an e-bike platform. Ulto carries 2 people, hides passenger foot pegs inside the body, and even locks itself when its paired rider walks away. Cat ownership has one job nobody volunteers for. The Litter Robot 5 automatically separates waste after a cat leaves and stores it below, while sensors track visits and weight, turning the litter box into something closer to a tiny appliance. At first glance, this looks like a strangely unfinished smartphone. The Palma 2 is actually a pocket-sized Android e-paper device, giving you apps, books, documents, and web browsing on a screen designed to feel much calmer than a normal phone. Pedals are almost hiding on this thing because everything else screams mini motorcycle. The Zyber pairs chunky tires and full suspension with serious electric assistance, creating an off-road machine that sits somewhere between an e-bike and a small moto. Leave home and this little tracked creature becomes your roaming pair of eyes. Rolla Mini drives around rooms under remote control, slips into low spaces, carries a 2K camera, and lets you talk through it from your phone. Forget unpacking a controller every time you want a quick aerial shot. The X1 Pro Max unfolds from a tiny package, launches from your hand, and can automatically follow you while filming, making a personal flying camera feel surprisingly casual. If a refrigerator and a bubble car had a very stylish child, it might look like this. The Microlino Light Seats 2 takes up remarkably little road space and opens from the entire front so you can step straight onto the sidewalk. This laptop hides part of its screen inside its own body. Press a key or use a hand gesture, and the OLED panel physically rises from 14 inches to 16.7, creating extra workspace without unfolding a second display. A camera this small almost looks like something missing from a larger camera. Go Ultra can clip or magnetically mount onto clothing for hands-free point-of-view filming, letting you capture moments where holding a phone would completely ruin the shot. This tiny electric pod puts the driver in the middle and the passenger directly behind, almost like a covered scooter with 4 wheels. Its narrow body makes busy city streets and tiny parking spaces feel like the environment it was built for. And this may be the closest thing here to owning a real-life sea toy. Grab the F9, squeeze the controls, and it pulls you across or beneath the water, turning an ordinary swim into something that looks straight out of a spy movie.